Welcome back. Today we are taking a deep dive into a university that is practically synonymous with the word doctor. We're talking about the powerhouse of research, the pride of Baltimore, the one and only Johns Hopkins University. Whether you're an aspiring surgeon, a future engineer, or a policy wonk looking to change the world, Hopkins has likely crossed your radar. But what is it actually like to go there? Is it really as cutthroat as people say? And most importantly, with an acceptance rate hovering in the single digits, how do you actually get in? Stick around, because we're covering the pros, the cons, the campus culture, and the ultimate strategy for your application, including a game-changing tool that can give you an unfair advantage in the admissions process. Let's get into it. The basics and the identity. Let's start with the facts. Located in the Charles Village neighborhood of Baltimore, Maryland, Johns Hopkins is a small, top-tier private university with an undergraduate population of about 5,500 students. When you hear Hopkins, you probably think of STEM, and you'd be right. It is heavily known for its rigorous undergraduate engineering programs, especially biomedical and biomolecular engineering, which is arguably the best in the world, and its notoriously robust pre-med track. But its identity goes much deeper than that. Founded in 1876, Johns Hopkins was modeled after European institutions, making it America's very first true research university. Today, world-class research isn't just something they do, it is their core DNA. To put it in perspective, JHU receives far more federal research funding than any other university in the United States. In 2022, they pulled in around $3.5 billion. That is effectively double the next highest school. At Hopkins, you aren't just learning from textbooks. You are learning from the people who are currently writing them. The pros, why you'll love it. So, why choose Hopkins over an Ivy League school or a massive state flagship? Here are the massive advantages of being a Blue Jay. Unparalleled research opportunities. Remember that $3.5 billion? That trickles down to undergraduates. About 90% of JHU undergrads participate in high-level research. Because of the massive funding and the relatively small student body, getting involved is incredibly easy. You don't have to wait until grad school to cure diseases or build satellites. You can start your freshman year. Top-tier pre-med and healthcare access. Around 70% of the enrolled student body is pre-med at some point. The university boasts a staggering 85% medical school acceptance rate for its graduates. This is heavily aided by the fact that the Johns Hopkins Hospital is just a quick shuttle ride away, providing undergraduates with unmatched access to local clinics, world-renowned shadowing opportunities, and clinical research. Academic flexibility and pilot programs. Hopkins doesn't have a rigid core curriculum. They use an open curriculum style with broad distribution requirements, meaning you have the freedom to double major or explore obscure interests. Furthermore, they offer pilot programs, peer-led study groups of 6 to 10 students. This provides a highly collaborative, structured support system for some of the toughest STEM coursework. A truly diverse campus. The student body is remarkably diverse for an elite institution. It breaks down to roughly 30% Asian, 20% Latino, 20% white, 15% African American, and 15% international. You will be sharing dorms and lab benches with brilliant minds from every corner of the globe. How to get in? The strategy. All right, you know the good and the bad. You want in. With an acceptance rate around 7%, how do you actually get an admissions officer to say yes? Highlight the research. Hopkins wants creators, not just consumers of information. Emphasize your desire to do research in college. More importantly, highlight any independent research, science fairs, or deep dive projects you've already completed in high school. Dare to be different. Because the vast majority of JHU applicants are aiming for pre-med or engineering, applying for the humanities or social sciences, like their phenomenal writing seminars or international studies programs, can help you stand out from the pack. Show absolute ambition. Prove that you don't shy away from difficult challenges. They want to see a transcript loaded with the hardest AP or IB classes your school offers. Show them you actively step out of your academic comfort zone. Apply early decision. JHU offers both ED1, November, and ED2, January. Applying early decision roughly doubles your statistical odds of getting in compared to regular decision. If it's your dream school, commit to it early. Leverage test optional leniency. While elite schools usually expect massive test scores, Hopkins relies heavily on your grades, rigor of coursework, and letters of recommendation. Recently, about 40% of their freshman class was admitted without submitting an SAT or ACT score. If your GPA is flawless but your SAT is lagging, you still have a strong shot. The ultimate admissions hack, powered by Fly. But let's be real, knowing what Johns Hopkins wants is only half the battle. Executing it perfectly is the real challenge. For parents watching, the college admissions process has become a second full-time job. It's stressful, it's completely opaque, and, let's be honest, it's incredibly expensive. To get a competitive edge for a school like Hopkins, some families pay private counselors anywhere from $10,000 to $50,000. It's an unfair playing field. But what if you could have that same elite level of expertise, a whole team of experts available 24/7 at a fraction of the cost? I want to introduce you to Fly. You can check them out at myfly.live. Fly isn't just another generic college counseling app. It is an AI-powered ecosystem designed to replace the stress of the unknown with a clear, calm, and unmatchable winning strategy. The biggest problem with most AI tools is that they feel cold and robotic. That's why at the heart of Fly is Sarah. Sarah is your one-on-one AI voice advisor. She isn't just a chatbot, she's the collective brilliance of thousands of admissions officers distilled into one relentless, always-on advisor. Trained on tens of thousands of successful and rejected application files, millions of data points from institutional common data sets, and the hard-earned wisdom of elite admissions veterans from Harvard, Stanford, MIT, and Hopkins, she sees what human counselors miss. She doesn't sleep. She doesn't forget. And she was built for one purpose: to give your child an unfair advantage. Students, imagine you're stuck on your Hopkins supplemental essay at 11 p.m. You can open Fly and literally talk to Sarah. She'll brainstorm ideas, help you structure your draft, and humanize your essay to ensure your voice stays authentically yours. Before you submit, Sarah conducts a full 360-degree review of your Common App. Activities, she'll flag what's missing and reorder them for maximum impact. She ensures every word tells one cohesive, compelling story. And here's what no other platform gives you. Sarah will tell you your realistic chances of acceptance at each school on your list before you ever click submit. You can even run what-if scenarios in the acceptance simulator. Ask her, Sarah, what happens to my chances at Hopkins if I raise my SAT by 100 points? Or what if I lead a community service project in climate sustainability? Speaking of projects, remember how I said Hopkins loves research? Fly's Capstone Lab helps students develop a standout passion project and manages every task from start to finish. And if you need to boost those test scores, Fly features dedicated AI tutors like John, who provides one-on-one voice coaching, pivoting lessons in real time until you've mastered the material. Parents, Sarah is the one making sure your teen stays on track, so you don't have to nag them. She uses the profile builder to turn transcripts and resumes into a comprehensive 4-year roadmap. You get your own parent dashboard to monitor progress. Worried about costs? Fly includes a scholarship and financial aid suite that matches your child to scholarships, tracks the FAFSA, CHES, and even generates appeal letters if the financial aid package isn't enough. And for those who want the absolute pinnacle of preparation, Fly levels the playing field with its premium membership. Premium members don't just dream about their future, they live it. You get 2 hours per month of direct time with Fly's CEO and founder. Even better, through exclusive capstone projects embedded within their sister companies, your child builds a real-world portfolio. Premium students earn research internships with distinguished partner institutions, which is exactly what schools like Hopkins are looking for, and walk away with letters of recommendation from industry leaders and academics who can speak to their brilliance firsthand. We don't just assign projects. Fly pairs your child with expert mentors who guide them from concept to completion. At the end of the day, college admissions shouldn't be a test of how much money you can spend on consultants. It should be a celebration of everything a student has worked for. From the first high school resume to the final acceptance letter, Fly is there. Sarah is there. Don't just apply to college, fly to it. Go to MyFly Live today to level the playing field and start building your winning strategy.